Hey everyone, and welcome to another walkthrough of Insomniac Spider-Man. This is going to be another set of 4 Taskmaster challenges. This one will be the bomb challenges. Now, really quick, before you watch this video, if you're having any trouble with getting gold on these, by the way, this is a gold guide. Before I start the video, if you're having any trouble getting the gold on this, watch my drone video. I give about a minute or two of advice that'll apply equally to this walkthrough as well. If you're more advanced, then by all means just watch the video. Anyway, this bomb challenge is, I'm going to recommend the same suit powers. The main suit power is going to be low gravity, and the insert you're going to use, which is the only one that matters, is proximity sensor. And now again, I'll say the same thing I said in the drone challenge. I don't know if these actually help or it's just purely a placebo effect, but I use them anyway whenever I do these traversal challenges because they do increase your traversal stats. Okay, so again, if you have any trouble with the traversal in this game getting gold, then watch the drone video, at least the first part, because I give a lot of tips and tricks that will definitely help you if you're not sure about the traversal challenges in the same way that they helped for the drone challenge. Of course, you can do them in any order, but I'm going to start with the one in northwestern Midtown. We'll start with that one. And again, review the drone video if you're having any trouble with this, because the same advice is going to apply. Just to recap, in case you don't feel like going back to it, there's going to be a lot of web zipping to a point, and a lot of point launch. And only web sling when you absolutely have to. Alright? I'm not sure why I left all this in there. Oh, okay, I can skip ahead. Alright, so let's get started with this.
Same tech as the drone guy, but this time he's tracking bombs. And they're about to go off. Gotta move fast.
Okay, so now look at the 4 points we have. Always go to the closest one first, and then go to the furthest one later. Notice I'm web zipping. Now I swung there. You could have web zipped too. I'm doing a little bit of swinging here because, by the way, the reason I'm swinging more in this than the drone challenge is because you have a lot more of a margin of error in these challenges than you do for the drone challenges. Oh, make sure you hit R1 over and over again, otherwise you'll get less points for not defusing the bomb. Okay, again, web zip, I'll do a swing there. And again, the reason I'm doing more swinging in this than the drone is because there is a much better margin of error. You could have gone around that building on the left, but I chose to go on the right. With point launch again, web zipping. Alright, R1, L1, and then R1 to defuse, to web up the bomb before it blows up. Now this is kind of a pain in the ass, so I swung around to get I went the wrong way, by the way, the game disorients you sometimes. But again, because you get a much better margin of error, I'm not stressing it out. Notice I'm trying to swing higher. Here I'm swinging because I need to get height to get up to that building. So, whoops, and I kind of made a mistake there, but it's not going to really hurt me too bad. My time is still pretty good. And again, R1 as soon as you can, and it prevents the bomb from really blowing up. But it really looks like it just reduces the sound. I'm not sure why the game does that. The web doesn't actually prevent it from blowing up.
I do love a challenge.
Alright, and that was a pretty good time, even with my mistakes. So, it's the same kind of thing. Remember, a lot of web zipping, generally more web zipping than swinging, and this challenge is going to be, the next one I'm doing is going to be in the southwestern part of Hell's Kitchen. This only has 3 checkpoints. So this one, I web zipped. Now there I swung because I had a long distance to cover. There I'm just web zipping. Did I say zicking? Oh, and use the aiming. Notice how I aimed with the L2 button and then zip to that point. Alright, that's a very important thing to do in these challenges. I almost screwed up there, but it wasn't so bad. Now again, this is... Notice I aimed and zipped there. So you can aim to, you can aim and web zip to a point that way too, which also helps for the bomb challenges because you want your landing. Now notice a lot of web zipping through this area. It can be a pain in the ass if you don't time your web zipping right. And again, I aim. Oh, another real quick thing about web zipping too is
In your
you only
face,
get
nutty
2 web
stalker
zips
dude.
plus an unlimited web zip to a point. So if you find you have a long distance, wait a little bit. Okay, this next one is going to be in Greenwich Village, the north middle part. So don't be afraid to wait until you start descending, until you actually get a web zip. You can get a lot further that way if you time your web zips right. That took me a while to get in this game because you get a limited amount of web zips and not a limited amount of web zips to a point.
These bombs aren't gonna
Okay, so
defuse
notice I'm going
themselves.
to the left because that's the closest checkpoint, and it's kind of a straight on, lots of web zipping, zip to a point. Here you don't have to worry about timing your web zips because you got buildings all over. Oh, you have to break this first, obviously. And you're going to go to the left here after this checkpoint, even if the game disorients you a little, which it does. Notice all this web zipping. Now I'm going to aim and zip right to that point. This is like clockwork now. Now this is, look how disoriented I am now because the game turned me around, but I kind of knew that I had to go backward anyway, so, or rather forward was turning around to get there. Alright, again. Now you gotta do the trash can first, and then boom.
And I look good.
And again, that was a really good time. You could have probably done a lot worse than I did and still got gold. You only needed 11.5. I got over 13,000. Final bomb challenge is going to be in Chinatown. All right, and the same rules are going to apply basically. And by the way, just to reiterate, I'm playing all these challenges on ultimate difficulty. I don't think they matter so much in the traversal or the stealth challenges because you're not doing any fighting. I think ultimate difficulty only affects how your enemies deal with you, whether they go down quicker or whether they fight harder, or maybe your timing of your perfect dodge and spider sense. I don't know, but I always set it to ultimate anyway. You could feel free to play with the difficulty and see if somehow it does change anything in the traversal challenges if you have trouble, but I don't think it does. Alright, so this is the final bomb challenge. This will be quick. And there I'm going to go all the way to the right first.
Bombs could go off any second.
Because that's the closest one. Again, if you go further, then remember you have to come back. So always go to the closest one first. And that is easily enough, and then I aimed. I would get a point launch off this roof. See how I got it at the end of that like edge? It propels you further. Whoops, I made a little bit of a mistake there, but it didn't cost me. Again, these bomb challenges have a much better launch. Now this is a pain in the ass. Just zip off this again because look how far that is. Notice how I'm waiting before doing my web zipping as long as I can to get as many web zips to get the most bang for my buck. Sometimes you waiting to do a web zip is actually better than doing them all quick in a row. And okay, thanks for watching. And next up is going to be the 4 stealth challenges. All right, so stay tuned and have a great day.